Viewers, this question on the board was sent to me by one of my followers or one of my viewers in the person of Abdul Rashid Adam, and the person is asking me for the solution of this question right here. And then I thought of it and I've decided to make a recording of it and then put it on the channel for the benefit of all other viewers. All right, now the question is the integral with a limit of from 2 to 4, and then the body of the question itself is root x divided by root 6 minus x plus root x dx. Okay, so we've been asked directly to integrate this particular question. Now when you look at the question very well, if we should integrate it, there's no way we can integrate this question directly. So there are two things that you have to notice when you start with this question. One thing is having known that it is an integral question or an integration question. The second thing that you have to do is there is another topic in mathematics which is in there, which is called SED. So before you can do the integration, you will have to deal with the SED part of the question before you can integrate. And then the SED that you have to do will be what we call the rationalization of SED. Okay, in SED, when you are dealing with SED, we have a certain subtopic under which is rationalization. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is to pick the SED part of the question, which is root x over square root of 6x plus root x. All right, and then here we will have to rationalize it. By rationalizing it, we find the conjugate of the denominator of the SED. And in finding the conjugate, all you need to do is to repeat the denominator, which is root 6 minus x minus root x. So in conjugating, all you need to do is to what? Change the term, the operational sign, which is dividing the two terms of the denominator. All you need to do is to change it to another operation. So if it is an additional sign which is there, you change it to what? A subtraction. And if it is subtraction, you change it to addition. So that is all about the conjugate. So when you find the conjugate, which is this, then you use it to multiply both the numerator and then the numerator of the denominator of the question. So now we have the conjugate to be 6 minus x minus root x over another 6 minus x minus root x. So this is the first part of the SED if you are rationalizing SED. Remember, we are rationalizing, okay? So now you multiply this by that, this and by that, and then the same thing will happen to the numerator, okay? So now when I multiply root x by the whole of this root will cancel that root, okay, and it will be left with x into bracket 6 minus x minus, then this root and that root will also what? Cancel, okay, and it will be left with x and x. So we have x multiplying x, okay. This is for the denominator, for the numerator. As for the denominator, when you look at it very well, since the only difference is the operational sign, which is we have an additional sign here and then we have a subtraction sign here, it means we are dealing with difference of two squares. So if it is difference of two squares, when you want to bring it back to the original form of the question, this is what you'll be having. You open a bracket, then you put the first term, this one, into the bracket, then you square it minus the second one, which is this, then you square that one. So this, when you expand this, you should be getting this, okay? So if you want to know more about the difference of two square, I have a video that I have posted some time ago, so you can visit that video and then learn more about difference of two square, okay? Now another thing that I want us to notice is when you do this, when you work with you rationalize the SED, you will be getting an answer which will be so simple for you to integrate, okay? That will be the easiest integration that you will do, okay? So after rationalizing it, you will realize that the answer that we'll be getting will be something small, which will make the integration very simple, okay? Now we'll continue. Now when I multiply this by the bracket, this is what you'll be obtaining. X times 6, we have 6x minus x squared minus another x squared, okay, over this square will cancel this square, and we have 6 minus x, and then this square will cancel the square root also, which will be left with minus what? X. All right, now from there we have 6x Then minus x squared minus s squared, we'll be having minus 2x squared over 6. Minus x, we'll be having what? Minus 2x, so minus 2x. All right, now having done this, we can factorize 2x out at the denominator and then 2 at the numerator. So at the denominator, when you factorize 2x out, it will be left with 3 here minus what? X over here. All right, and then at the denominator too, when you factorize 2 out, what will be left here is 3 minus what? X. All right, so looking at the expression very well, you will realize that those in the bracket will cancel each other at the numerator and then the denominator, and then also these two will cancel these two. What will be left will be what? X. All right, so after rationalizing the said part of the question, what you'll be obtaining will be what? X. And then that x, you substitute it back into the original question, which will be the integral, and then you have your limits from 2 to 4 of, instead of putting this one, which we've resolved it, and then we have x, you put x there, the x. Remember I told you after resolving this, the answer that you will be getting will be one of the simplest integration that you will ever do. Okay, so now all this expression that we have in the original question has turned to just x. Okay, now the next thing is to integrate this. Now integrating, all right, now if you have a limit and you integrate, if you integrate x, you will be obtaining x to the power 2 over 2. You close a bracket, then your limits will come from 2 to 4. So now substituting the limit into the expression, we'll be having bracket open, the first one, which is 4 to the power 2 over 2, then minus the second limit. So the 4 is the upper limit and then the 2 is the lower limit. So it's always, when you are doing the substitution, we first of all put the upper limit in the expression minus then the second one, which is the lower limit. So 2 to the power 2 over 2. Now after that, this is what we have. So here we'll be having 16 to the power 2 over 2. Sorry, 16 over 2 minus, now we have 4 over 2. Okay, now from there 2 will go into 16 8 times, and then 2 will go into 4 2 times. So we have 8 minus 2, and the result will give us what? 6. All right, so the final answer of this solution is 6. So from the beginning till the end, so the first thing that you have to do is to rationalize the said part. You resolve it, then you have what? X here. So you substitute that x into the original question, and then after you substitute into the original question, you integrate. So after integrating, this is what you will be having. You substitute the limit into it, then you solve for the last value. This is the end of the question.